Everybody, it's Greg. Thought I would take a minute to check in. Been super busy. Um, really wanted to put some more content out. I really discovered quickly that I need better equipment to be able to do something like that at a convention or a show. Wasn't able to do what I wanted to do, but it was for a good reason. Guys, it was extremely busy. My other attempts at vending were not quite as busy as this one was. I learned a lot, and I want to share some of that. But while it's still fresh on my mind, um, wasn't able to get in here and get right after it. Didn't really have a time to plan out a video. I got home Sunday night. I had let some orders carry over Saturday morning from TCG Player. I had about 21 or so whenever I left and came home Sunday night after the convention to 78 orders. And in true bulk fashion, they were pretty difficult orders. It took me about 5 hours today to pull all the orders and package everything. I was barely able to make it to the post office in time, really, in all honesty. But that's past us. Got a little bit of time here. Um, hey guys, if you are thinking about vending, let's go through a quick checklist real quick about what you need to do to expect, what you need to expect, what I'm seeing that works uh, in my short time. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Greg. I have a Pokemon business here that I run through my house with my family, my wife, and my three boys. It's called Kings of Kanto. We're on TCG Player and eBay, and we're starting to vend at some events. Starting to branch out, go a little bit further out. Um, Maybe we'll get to see you someday. Maybe you'll come by and see me. Just vended at a show called NTX in North Texas. Uh, it's growing with popularity. The only thing that I've been to that was bigger than this was Collecticon. So, and that was just as a consumer, not vending. This was by far the largest marketplace I've ever vended at, and it was pretty cool. So, let me tell you right off the bat, if you're thinking about going, you gotta decide what you're going to sell. Inventory wise, there's really three categories a lot of people are looking for here: graded cards, slabs, raw singles, and sealed product. If you have a niche and you want to sell plushies or you sell artwork or stuff like that, there's definitely vendors there for that. There's vendors there that do other things too, like graded stuff or 3D printed stuff. You know, those guys are cool. A lot of them are really nice vendors. Obviously, for me, it's just, it's straight Pokemon business related to the TCG, the card game, cards. Uh, I took about $1,500 worth of sealed inventory. Most of that was Pokemon Center ETBs and booster boxes. Some of the new Magic the Gathering stuff that I picked up, the Edge of Eternities, I took some of it. I took about probably $1,000 worth of, or maybe about $1,500 worth of graded cards. A lot of low end slabs. I had a couple of expensive ones. Most of what I took were raw singles, high end, pretty much everything over $20. I took about $5,500 worth of singles. That's mostly what I dealt with. Oh, I had loose packs too. I had just gotten a new pack display. I was pretty excited about that. It was nice. I broke down a few products. In all honesty, it makes sense. If you've been collecting, you got ancillary products, like collection boxes. Like I actually took some 151 loose packs because loose packs sell pretty good at stuff like that. People will walk up and just rip a pack. It was it really was kind of eye opening. I didn't think it was going to do as well as it did. I broke down some poster collections and stuff I had. They sell for like $30, but the loose packs sell pretty easy at that stuff for like 12. So breaking down some of those collection boxes and stuff is pretty good. Um, from what I saw. Um, People were selling black and white, or a black flare, or a white flare and black bolt booster packs for like 11, $12. I had mine for 9, and somebody came and bought all of them right off the bat. I realized, I walked around a little bit, realized that I was too cheap. But hell, I was just going off of what was fair to me. I don't know. Uh, I didn't worry too much about pricing. I looked at market and just did what I thought was best. But I learned a few things about pricing on it. So, guys, figure out what you're gonna take right off the bat. I'll tell you a little bit about how it's gonna go. Um, you will get a lot of traffic on raw singles. From what I saw and witnessed, there most traffic is on raw singles. If you're gonna sell something sealed, they will most likely walk straight to your booth, look at what you have. I had some shelving behind me, some collapsible shelving that I put up. Look at what you have, know exactly, or they've already come by and kind of scoped. And the sealed product that I did sell, they had come by and kind of looked, and then came back later and was like, "Hey, how much will you do for that?" Or "How much is that?" Or "Is that the only one you have of those?" Um, Also with the slabs that I sold, the few slabs that I sold, I didn't sell very many slabs. I bought more than I sold on the slabs. That was weird. Uh, I've heard that's a common thing, that a lot of the slabs sell at the really big shows like the Collecticons, or online. The guy beside me sold a lot of slabs. Maybe it was because I had cheaper stuff. He had some expensive ones, people hunting grails and stuff. But people just walked up and said, "Hey, that I had Astral Radiance Pokemon Center ETB. The guy had asked about, hey, is that the only one you have? What's the best you'll do? Yada yada." He left, came back later, said, "Hey, I'll take that." He was probably looking to see what other people had, what it was priced at. They shop it just like anything else, man. It's a marketplace. They look, they see. Um, be confident in what you have it priced at. So, let's just throw this out there right off the bat, because I want to be transparent about it. I mean, it's because I'm not making a killing or anything, but also, if you're stepping down a ledge, which I mean, I stepped down on a ledge here. I mean, I'm doing some other things and to make money, but obviously, I left a high paying job, guys. I was making 6 figures plus, and Pokemon's obviously, unless you have an operation going and you have lots of capital to go and you're ready to go, 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 you're not going to replace something like that. So, I'm not trying to tell anybody that they're going to get rich quick. It's a lot of work. But if you love the hobby and you love what you're doing, there definitely is a business there. And I've been preaching that since my first video. Um, I did a lot of trades. You're going to get a lot of trades. Um, the best I can tell from like what I took in through PayPal, Cash App, and just cash sales, it looks like I did about $1,700 in sales. But I also have an ETB full of cards that I traded for, that when I made a TCG player list of them, they were valued at about $500. Some of that I bought, some of that I traded for. I'm not really sure how to calculate that. What I'm realizing is that a lot of this, and if you've come from a family that's done a lot of swapping, or anybody that's done arbitrage, or any kind of garage selling, stuff like that, junking, I mean, the barter system, you kind of lose track of what you own stuff for, or you know, there's just money coming and going, and you're not 100% sure. That's kind of the way it was. I set out with a goal to keep track, and I did good for a little bit, but guys, it got really busy, and it'll come in waves. You'll, be working a deal, and they'll show back up, and you're doing something with somebody else. I sold a couple of big cards uh, to a couple of people. There was something that I felt like might have been a little bit unique about the situation for me, because No matter how good the vending goes, and it is glamorous and it is fun, guys. And I love the banter and talking to people and negotiating, stuff like that. Um, you know, I get good at drawing common ground, at getting people to open up. Some of these people are likable people, some of them aren't. A lot of people that collect, and they don't want to talk about it. You have to kind of be a jack of all trades. Uh, be able to draw common ground with anybody, with whatever it is to get them to open up. Whenever people feel open and accepted, and when they feel like you have something in common and that y'all are relatable, it's a little bit easier to make a deal. I do feel like there was something a little bit different about me than maybe some of the other vendors. You know, like I said, it's glamorous, it's a lot of fun, but I am not going to escape my business plan and my business model, which is to be primarily online through TCG Player. Now, because of the fee structure and the shipping cost of expensive cards, I do see a scenario where selling, obviously, my grading plays that I'm making and high end singles and sealed product in person. Even if you give somebody a 10% discount off a market, that's way cheaper than, the $5 or $6 worth of track shipping and the 13% that you're going to pay TCG Player at eBay. So my plan is to sell anything that I take in that's over $20. I'm going to keep that in my binders and in my cases for vending, and I'm going to put anything under $20 on TCG Player. I kind of was doing that this time. I have some more expensive stuff on TCG Play right now that I may take down. I may not. A lot of the stuff that's like moderately played or lightly played or stuff like that just sells better on TCG Player than it does in person. Somebody sees Knicks, they start discounting. You're like, well, I'm at lightly played. They don't. It doesn't always compute for people because to them it's worth nothing, and online for some reason it's just easier. So you gotta keep that in mind whenever you're choosing what you're gonna take. I traded with a couple of people. Um, there was two people in particular. One was wanting to buy the Mew VMAX Alt Art from Fusion Strike that I had. It was like $135 card, and then another one that was buying the Alt Art Dragonite from Evolving Skies. Both people had binders full of trade cards, and I think that they were kind of surprised whenever I offered what I offered. I offered to sit down on the side with them. One of the guys, I told him to go make the list and come back if he wanted to do it. The other person, I sat down on the side and made the list for him. I said, hey, I will wipe out everything in this binder that's under $5 and give you 70% for it. If it's enough to cover the card, then great. If it's more than what's to cover the card, then I'll give you cash on top. If it's not enough, then you got to pay me some. Both times they were like, really? And a couple of the guys around me, I saw they were, what the hell, what's he doing? And yes, I was maybe not. I think they were looking at it, they were like, man, I would have got like the two or three really good cards out of their binder that I thought that I could flip right now at this show. And hey, I may be wrong on this. That might be the right thing to do. But I was thinking to myself, man, I have a really hard time. So, I mean, this was like, this person whipped out their trade binder, and there was a ton of full arts and VMAXs and illustration rares and stuff that were in that $5 to $10 range that I just have a hard time getting really clean ones in bulk from people on Facebook. And when I do, I list those full arts, like a full art trainer or something, um, Poppy or Gita or something. Okay, it may be 174 or $1.74 on TCG Player, and I have so many on there that I listed it at 250 or 275 or 299 maybe even, and they sell. because I have a large inventory. It's probably, you know, top 5% or maybe. I may be overshooting it and give myself too much credit there. But I have a good selection. I have a lot of singles. So, you know, yeah, does my time and my shipping supplies and fees and stuff eat into it? It does, but I think that that range of card, like you can still make your margins and preserve that 30% margin just by marking it up a little bit. So I did that. And that's where I got a whole ETB full of cards that are full arts and some I got some EXs and stuff too. But I just put together a list and buy it at 70%. And both times I actually had to put a little cash on top. I got as much as I could and they were completely fine with it. Even one of the people I bought the expensive cards out of the binder too. So they came back around and asked me if I wanted more than just the value of the Dragonite, and I did it. So it was a great opportunity to source cards. I did waste some time with some people that wanted to sell cards, sell some cards to me. I spent some time negotiating with them, making a list for them, conditioning them, and then just for them to tell me, oh, it's not enough. And then I found out what they wanted. It was like way unreasonable. You're going to get people like that. You're going to get kids that come by. I, I've been to three now. And geographically, the shows were 200 miles apart, and I saw some of the same kids, and they were doing the same crap. Well, I'm trying to do a trade up challenge. I walked in here with a popsicle stick and I want to leave with a Destin Rivals booster box. Well, hey, I ain't got a job and I'm trying to learn how to do this. I'm not about some pro bono stuff right now. I mean, if you want, I'll give you an EX card or something. You can go start it. But you're going to get a lot of people, hey, we're trying to do a trade up challenge. That ain't nothing but charity. It's a charity challenge, is what it is. So now, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not. It's not like I'm against the kids or anything. Uh, I got guys looking at me funny. I'm handing out free card sleeves and free 151 posters and play mats and stuff. I don't mind doing stuff like that, and I offer it to people, even people that I know aren't going to buy anything. But don't waste your time with the trade up challenge people. Don't waste your time with the people that bring you a coffee can that's got five XY cards that are unsleeved that look like their dog chewed on them and stuff. Don't waste your time. You'll know who the buyers are, and you'll get after it. The biggest thing that I can tell you, the three best tips that I can give you, and if you made it to this point in the video, I probably should have put it in there sooner so that you didn't have to watch all this. Have a buddy or take somebody with you because you can't leave your stuff. All right. I had my beautiful wife with me. I took her just so that the other vendors would know that I'm a good salesman because I outkicked my coverage with her big time. But you know, I sold it. I sold the sizzle, I guess. But take you a buddy or a wife or a girlfriend or whoever because you're gonna need to pee and you're gonna need to eat. I don't ever eat at them. I don't know, but take somebody with you. Don't go in there with some kind of lofty expectations. The first 2 hours, it looked like crap. She was getting nervous. It was her first one. I told her, I said, hey, it's okay. Don't worry about it. A lot of these people get in the room and they're scoping stuff out. They'll be back. And before you know it, somebody walks up, hey, let me get 3 packs of Lost Origins. And somebody next to them, hey, let's have a pack battle. I'll buy 3. I had a lot of that stuff going on. It was good. It was a good time. It's a lot of fun. If you like stuff like that, it's so worth it. So take a buddy. Don't have huge expectations and find your niche. The the trading and stuff, it worked out really well with me. Um, I didn't have a whole lot of sealed. The sealed was kind of hard for me. I don't know. I left with more than what I sold. I left with. Uh, I was able to purchase some 151 stuff like poster collections and Zapdos boxes and stuff for 75% of market. I mean, I can't turn that down. I probably could have resold them right then. Hell, I put them behind the shelf. I'm trying to take those home. I got 151 guys. I'm a big believer in that. I think you could put a stamp of guarantee on that and not go wrong. So, yeah, I know that's a big thing on here, but that's how it went, guys. I had a lot of fun. On paper, it looked like I made about $1,700 one day. You know, I guess that can't be too bad. But who knows? I don't know. All the stuff that I bought and traded for, I don't know what kind of profits are unrealized on that. But raw singles do really good. If you got a lot of raw, I would suggest having a good selection of raw singles. You will get more opportunities if you're wanting to source and buy, or if you're wanting to trade for more, get the opportunity to grow your inventory, or trade for sealed, or whatever your case is, whatever you're trying to accomplish. Raw singles can get you there. It's drives a lot of traffic. A lot of people look at them. So keep that in mind. And if you've thought about doing this, if you've thought about starting a business, start today. Don't wait. Start today, guys. It's a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun. Vend. If you've thought about vending, go and vend, guys. Just do it. Just try it. Let me know how it goes. I'll put together a little more structured video later on this week about some market talk and some stuff that I think is a good buy right now because there is some insights. I was seeing some insights on some things. I definitely I know the market is super high right now, guys, but I think there's some serious money to be made on 4 or 5 different products, and I'm gonna put together something and try to make a shorter video. It's 22 minutes. I can see the timer, but I can't stop talking. It's too long. I know it is. I'm sorry. If you've made it this far, please uh, like and subscribe. Follow the journey. As I get better at this, we're gonna have a fun channel. We're gonna do a lot of things. When I start building this and getting more used to it, we're gonna do a couple of different things. I want it to be a fun channel, full of learning and full of um, optimism. I have an interesting story, and I'll share it one day. But for right now, I just want to document what's going on and get it out there for people because there's a lot of people out there that are in the hobby that love it that are just unsure. Don't be. Just do it. Be confident about it. Comment, reach out, ask me for my number, whatever. You can talk to me about it. I'll talk to y'all next time.